And I'm Dylan Black. You know what? Moving isn't the most fun event ever. You probably already know that. Having a professional home and office organizer can help in a big way. With us right now from Transformed Spaces, Cassandra Henry, professional home and office organizer. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
How did you get into that line of work?
I kind of just asked myself, what do I love to do and what am I good at? And I realized that I'm really good at helping people get organized and just be happy in their space. So I ran with it and I started a business.
Yeah. Okay. So how long has the business been around for at this point?
Started in September 2016, but I only finally quit my job and took it full-time last May.
Yeah, you took a leap of faith and you're doing what you love and it's going well.
Yeah, I believe in myself and what I could provide to other people, and it's going very well.
I know you're going to provide some tips for us here. What is it about moving? I mean, does anybody like moving? Have you ever met somebody that's like, I'm so excited to go through all my junk and lug it around?
I liked it because I know the process is easy for me, but no, most people are like, oh my God, I have to move.
Okay, so how can you make it easier?
When you know that you want to move, even you have the slightest thought or idea of it, begin your purging process. So I like to tell people, get rid of everything you don't want that doesn't serve you purpose or joy, and get rid of it right away. And then once you've purged, then you only pack what you're going to keep. So purge first, pack after, but you organize all within. So on the other side, you don't want to pack up all your junk or whatever and drop it in your new home. It should be a fresh start. So that pre-planning is super important.
But it's got to be a bit of a challenge because some people are moving maybe for the first time in their lives and they've just accumulated all kinds of junk. So, I mean, where do you start? How do you start in one room? Pick a room, and how do you start?
Oh, exactly. Well, I like to encourage people to take a tour of their home. Most likely, a lot of people don't do a tour. Only like when they first move into their house. So I say, take a new tour of your home, open up every closet, cupboard, and drawer, and it'll be eye-opening. And then you kind of just decide where are the areas that will be easiest for me that don't have a lot of emotional attachment to, say, garage, or even just start with a cupboard. Start getting rid of things.
Okay, so you recommend decluttering before you even start to pack?
Always,
That's
always.
the best way to do it.
Yes.
Okay, organizing within the box. Now, what do you mean by within the box?
So if we look in this box, this is a big no, but this is what I see in every single home. So if you look on the front, and you can't see that, but it says kitchen, it's crossed off, and then you have garage box number 42.
Okay,
and if you look
here.
inside of it, exactly. This is supposed to be a garage box, but there's a remote control. There's oftentimes garbage and just random things shoved in there. So imagine how long that's going to take you when you move into your new home. That's not going to be fun to go through. So
you won't know what's in there.
Well, exactly. And
you've got your remote with the Miracle Grow, for goodness sake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this happens, honestly, every single day. So people will either leave it in there or they'll begin to empty the box and not even have the time to really go through it properly. So this organizing within the box is super important. So that's obviously not properly labeled. It doesn't say remote control for the TV on there, so it's not helpful. But what you do here is you properly label it, everything that's in the contents of the box, so you always know. And what I like to do is use bags or something to categorize within to contain the items, so you know exactly where they are.
So just normal Ziploc bags or anything like that?
Yeah, or tape that's not going to keep your things sticky.
Okay.
Just to keep it all together, and then you just contain it in the box instead of just throwing it all in there.
That's way easier.
Like what I just did.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you just did. But I mean, obviously that's a bit of work, but it will probably create less work when you're unpacking.
Absolutely.
And you know where things are.
Yeah, exactly. So I create systems within the boxes, so when they can be unpacked, the system's already created for you. People are like, Cass, I don't want to get organized before. I'll do it on the other end. It's like, but you can transfer all the systems that I create for you now into your new space.
So what do you mean, again, one more time, systems? What do you mean exactly by creating systems?
So you know how when you open up your drawer where your cutlery is, most people have a cutlery organizer. That's a system.
Okay.
So I create systems like that, say for all of your food or in your office. Everything that you have, I create a system around it. So you know exactly where you can find it. You know exactly where to put it back.
Okay.
It's a system.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
I like the way you did that. That's a system. Okay, so I mean, you're labeling everything, stuff that goes in the garage. Clear containers are usually important to use as well because you know exactly what, if you haven't created a system or labeled properly, you know what's in it by looking.
Exactly.
Correct?
And if you you plan to keep the contents in the box, so if they're seasonal items, you might as well just buy a clear bin and label it and put those items in there instead of putting it in cardboard boxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are people so disorganized?
Time,
yeah,
honestly, and we tend not to stop to think about what we're buying when we're buying it. So what I do when I shop, it's like, when am I going to use this? So if it's for food, when am I going to eat it or cook it? I always think about all of those things, but we oftentimes just say, oh, this is pretty, I'm gonna buy this, and, oh, I like to eat this food, so I'm gonna buy that. Meanwhile, our entire homes get filled, and we have no time to go through it.
Of course.
It's not top priority.
When you help people purge, where do some of the items go?
I personally remove them from their home for them if they don't want to sell it. So I oftentimes drop it off at Salvation Army. They do a lot for the community.
Of course.
Or I help a lot of people who volunteer in shelters. I just want to help people. I don't want to throw stuff in more people's homes, so I don't really post it up on Facebook saying, oh, this is all for free.
Yeah.
But people that I know could definitely use it.
Yeah, and I love that as well. I think that's so important that we have so much junk sometimes, but what's the word? One person's trash is another person's treasure, right? So
as long as you aren't saying, hey, here, I don't want this, you can have it. You aren't doing anyone any good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tips online, I mean, people can find you on Facebook and, of course, your website for more information.
Yeah, I have a Facebook group that you can go to at Transform Spaces Group, which is very easy. And I do tips and tricks all the time, every single day.
Yeah, or people can book your services and you can come on out and sift through their junk.
Yeah, and do it all, and I can help you get organized without you even having to be there.
That's wonderful. That's fun. Okay, all right. Transformspaces.ca.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being here. Of course, Cassandra Henry with all kinds of amazing tips to help us move properly. We've got much more fun coming up, as always, right here on Daytime Ottawa. This is Rogers Television. Please don't go anywhere.